you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test.
Hello out there, and welcome to the final segment of Convincing Idiots Through Gripping Conclusion. I am Millennial Nick alongside Gen X Brian and the Zennial Dean.
My
That's
panties
right.
are moist.
Mm-hmm. This, as you all know, is a podcast. Podcasts are all the rage these days. And in fact, perhaps if we had our own podcast in which we were doing epic, in-depth interviews with some of today's finest characters, in which those who are fictional, who, for our final segment, gentlemen, would be some of our guests. We're going to be discussing our top 5 picks for fictional characters in which we would have as a guest on a podcast. So I don't know how you guys did this. I was thinking about it after. I was just kind of thinking in a broad aspect, right? I'm an interviewer, and I want
Ladies, they like to be called ladies.
a fictional character that I would like to learn more about.
So-
Then I started thinking about it, like, I guess I also could have looked at like who would go best on this podcast. I am someone who has a podcast, and who would fit in well on this show. So I don't know how you guys categorized it, but I kind of went with the just purely off of characters I would like to interview. So
That's what
Dean,
I did. Yep.
why don't you start us out, man?
Okay, well, I started out thinking to myself, what do I want to know more about? You know, I think of these characters of like how
Brad Reed's probably. Oh, it was rhetorical.
inappropriate and way too soon.
Sorry.
No, I am going to start with, his name is Bandit Healer. I don't know if you're familiar with Bandit Healer. He is the dad on Bluey.
Yeah.
And I 2 reasons. One, I want to find out where in the fuck his patience comes from. Where does this develop? How did he become the dad that we all are now measured to and come up way too short?
Yeah.
And then it would be fun because, like, on my one-on-one podcast, we're drinking. It's kind of like the hot ones where they're eating the chicken wings and answering questions.
Yeah.
We're doing beers. We're doing beers, answering questions. So I think I could get a really honest conversation out of Mr. Healer, and I think that he could open up and really, you see a real different side of him. So
Okay. If I may venture a guess at your first question, where he gets this patience, there is an episode. I'd say it was passed down from his mother. There is an episode where Granny is in it, which is his mother, and she is incredibly patient with the children as well when they're staying at Granny's house.
all right,
she plays along with every little made-up thing that they want to do.
You got more sexiness.
That's right, exactly.
You're
yes,
wrong.
passed down generationally. That's right. So, but no, it's that's a great pick. Thank you.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
So Brian, who's your first pick?
I'm gonna use one that Ali suggested. I love this idea. I need to uplift it. The world needs happiness. The world needs uplifting stories and joy. And I don't know what character you can interview that would probably
podcast.
Who could bring more joy than Santa Claus, gentlemen?
Santa
How would
Claus
you
is a
like
good
to
one.
interview Santa Claus? That would just be nothing but happiness, and I probably could go ahead.
Well, no,
Fictional character, Brian.
Fictional character, Brian.
That's true.
It doesn't count.
That is true. Well, some proceed.
Nick, he's not even going to follow the rules.
Brian, what are you saying?
Some perceive as fictional. It's so
They're wrong.
How about that?
They just don't believe. They're wrong.
No, Nick, he's real. He's real.
I know.
Don't let him chin up, buddy. He is real.
It's just that Brian has known a lot of stuff in the past.
No. Well, sometimes he's wrong. This time he's wrong. Nick.
Okay.
Nick.
Well, some incorrect.
Right.
Some people incorrectly think he's fictional, Nick.
They're
So
okay.
Yes, so that's what I meant to say here. Right.
Okay.
So interviewing the real Santa, some people don't believe. Of course, we all believe, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's on this list because Santa has been portrayed in movies. So that is
that's true. That's true.
That's right. That's all I meant. That's all I meant.
That's sound logic. That's true. Okay.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Start to scare me a little bit there.
Yeah. Didn't mean to worry you.
Yeah.
Nick, who do you have?
I am going to start here with my first one that came to my mind was I thought, who is somebody that I would like to know more about? And when I think of characters in pop culture, there is truly one, maybe perhaps more than any other, that is a complete and 100% unknown. And he has prompted us many times in the times that we've seen him, if we have any questions. And I have tons and tons of questions, all the questions. I want to interview David S. Pumpkins, portrayed by Tom Hanks on Saturday Night Live. We know nothing about David Pumpkins other than the fact that he is on most of the floors of this this haunted elevator ride in a Saturday Night Live sketch. And I want to know more about David S. Pumpkins. What does that stand for starters? But does he have some involvement with the park? How did he get into this? Is he married? Does he have a family? Like, is his actual last name Pumpkins? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, David S. Pumpkins, played by none other than Tom Hanks. I would like to interview, and I have tons of questions.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good start.
Thank you.
All right, guys. For my next episode of my podcast, we're going to switch up the beer, and we're going to go, to a little bit of the devil's lettuce. And I'm going to interview the dude.
Oh, yeah.
Me and the dude are going to get fucking philosophical. It's going to last probably 6 hours. Just because tape runs out. That's the only reason it ends. And then we still will go on for another. That's right. It's still going to go on for another fucking 4 after that.
Yeah.
I think it would be enlightening. The people will love to hear, his, just hours upon hours of him just letting us in on his dudisms. So the dude,
he's got great stories too.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be pretty fucking amazing, I think.
Yeah.
No, that's
Brian?
good. A very complex character. I think you get all kinds of different sides of this person. He's a genius, but then he's battling super dark demons and trying to cope with anger and issues and the whole thing. How about Dr. Bruce Banner? Dr. Bruce Banner, gentlemen. So, of course, Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk when he's and all that. But he is. As I said, you have the very interesting side of Banner, and he's literally a genius. But then again, how does he keep calm? How does he battle the darkness within him and lose control of just all that? I think would just be a fascinating conversation to see how he tries to deal with the pain of being the Hulk.
Find out where he gets his stretchy pants.
That's right.
Yeah, where is that? Why only
That's
purple? It's mainly purple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm busting out of something purple's busting out of my zipper every time I think about Dean, and I can't.
There you have it. There you have
some stretchy pants and some give.
Not lipstick, it's Nick stick.
All right. For mine, I'm also going to follow up with the doctor as well. My podcast would like to inject a little intellect, and I think it would be very interesting to have this very intelligent gentleman on my podcast, and that would be none other than Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. That is Jeff
Mhm.
Goldblum's character.
Yeah.
Damn,
So
kind of
obviously a very
that.
intelligent character.
Mhm.
Also a bit of an adventurer, and he's got tons of fun. This is the time of dinosaur almost ate me stories. But at the end of the day, the real reason for this pick, I'm just trying to sit down and have a conversation with Jeff Goldblum or someone Jeff
Right.
Goldblum has played. So
Somebody
Dr. Ian Malcolm on the list.
Good
Good.
fucking yeah, I like that. All right, my next one, gentlemen. He is he's in all of our hearts. He has been since we were children. And once I get him on the show, you're goddamn right. My first question is gonna be about his dick and how it works. I'm gonna sit down with Darth Vader.
Sure. Okay.
I have a lot of questions about the Force. I have a lot of questions about his family and the dynamics and regrets, and yes, all of that. I think it'll be a fascinating conversation. But I need to know how he pisses. I've never seen a zipper. Is there a Velcro thing by the gooch at the bottom there? Like, what's going on? I'm very curious.
I've always imagined there's some type of bag situation with the catheter, like there's some type of carry-on bag on the side, like strapped to his leg.
Boot where he just kind of shakes his leg occasionally, and you get a little.
It's probably just like residual like lava burn piss, just kind of dripping from it, like without control, kind of thing. Yeah, it's just kind of
hot. Okay, all right, like vapors. You got vapor dick.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, either way, I think it'd be a fascinating conversation, and I get at least an hour with that voice. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'd love to hear about all that in great detail on that podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brian?
I like it. Dark interview here. Yeah, you're definitely going to hear a whole other side of motivation and pain. What drive one of the most driven characters portrayed in the comics and on television on the Daredevil series, and he had his own series as well. How about Frank Castle, also known as the Punisher? That would be a dark interview, but I think he really would try to understand a guy's drive in what he does and really understand his perspective on what is really fighting crime, what's really needed to fight crime in this country. We all know what but anyways, I think it'd be a very fascinating and depressing type interview. You probably would really
a lot of sadness.
Really learn. You come to understand, a lot of sadness, but you probably would walk away with, I may not agree with this guy, but I could certainly understand his perspective on things.
Either that, or you're walking out going, "I need to kill a motherfucker."
It could be. Could be. That would be a guy that would convince you that would make sense to do that. So yeah, Frank Castle.
Nice. It's a good pick. My next pick, another one. Once again, I'm fascinated by these characters who are very ominous. We know very little about them, but yet we're so enamored by them. This gentleman, this one's actually my favorite pick, I think, of all of them that I came up with, because it would certainly be the most fun and entertaining. The entire time I'd throw some questions, but I'd merely be a spectator and just let him go. We don't know much about this gentleman, other than the fact that he had a very illustrious career in the WWF, but he does in fact hail from parts unknown. And I would like to interview the Ultimate Warrior. I want to know, spill the tea. I want everything. I want to know the backstory of the Ultimate Warrior and where he hails from with these warriors and these parts unknown, and some wild shit that he used to say.
On the reservation.
Yeah. I want to know. I just want to hear him rant and rave and talk about being a little warrior. Maybe how he found his way to being the ultimate one, the Ultimate Warrior. And
Nicholas, when the power of the sun comes to visit you, and it brings you the joy and the steam and the beings of the light, you have no force, and it will bring you the ultimate podcast.
Yes. Tell me that wouldn't be a fucking blast to interview the character of the Ultimate
See
Warrior.
the video? There's a video out there, and it's a compilation of the Ultimate Warrior saying Hulk Hogan's name.
Hulk
And
Hogan. Yeah, and there's subtitles and it's different.
And every one is different the way he says it because he's such a fucking idiot. It's awesome.
Hogan. Yeah.
Hogan. So great. Everybody needs to look that up. Ultimate Warrior saying Hulk Hogan's name in different ways. It's fucking
Right. Yep. Ultimate Warrior. There we go.
That's good.
Dean?
all right. Sorry, I little
Thinking about podcasting with the Ultimate Warrior, weren't you?
Well, I didn't have on my bingo card me doing the Ultimate Warrior impression. This episode, but here we are. No, I need. We're getting high. We're talking about fucking cyborgs, wizards. I'm talking to fucking cartoon dogs. I need to bring it down, chill, and really just relax and be happy. I need uplifted, guys. So that is why I'm going to have Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso is going to give me the anecdotes that I need to live my life better, one little story at a time. So Ted Lasso is going to teach us all and make us all feel better about ourselves at the end of my podcast.
There you go.
I like that. The Eternal Optimist.
That's right. I can just stare at that mustache.
Yeah.
It's good. This interview could go in so many directions here. You could have an endless podcast with this guest if he would be willing to keep coming on and interviewing. His own existence in itself would be fascinating, but then you can literally go on endless tangents and scenarios. How about The Watcher, gentlemen?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's seen it all. He knows all the endless variations of and parallel universes and everything. He knows if one decision went just differently, what that timeline would look like for that character, probably for you as a person. If you didn't do this or if you did that, where would your life be if this or that? You could drive yourself nuts if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, it's going to make you sad. He's probably going to tell you, what it would have been like if you wouldn't have joined this podcast and how better your life would have been.
Yeah.
And you're just going to get fucking sad about it.
Yeah. Yep. That's very possible. Very possible.
Man.
Yeah. The Watcher.
That's a good one. This next character is one that I'm a big fan of, and once again, one that I know very little about, because as much as there are deep dives in many characters in this universe, this one really we don't know a ton about, and it is Salacious Crumb from Star Wars. We know him as the little cackling little asshole that sits down by Jabba in the palace, and I have questions. I know some things, as you guys know. I'm
your nickname in high school.
If there's a cackling asshole, if there if there is such a thing as a super fan of Salacious Crumb, I might be one of the closest things there are to it. I have an odd fascination with the character for being such a small one in Star Wars, but I have looked up things. I know that
the same size.
That's right. I know he's a Kowakian monkey lizard, and I know that the backstory is that he was I think taken prisoner by Jabba. I don't know how, I don't know why, but his one duty was to basically make
duty.
His one goal or objective on a daily basis was to be basically like Jabba's court jester and make him laugh at some point in the day, or be some type of amusement to him, or else he would be put to death. But I'd like to know, I don't even know obviously he's cognizant of what's going on. So even though he is more of a creature than like a humanoid type being. He has a sense of humor. He's always laughing, and so I'd like to. If we might need a translator. I don't think he speaks English, but I would like to interview Salacious Crumb and find out, just how he wound up in Jabba's palace and why that suits him. It seems like he's kind of settled into that role. So I would interview Salacious Crumb.
What have you got once you started the interview? You gave your introduction like that. And super fandom and everything, and then he just comes out and he's got like a really high class British accent. That'd be pretty fucking awesome. Yes, me.
Well, it's just done with like glasses and some tea or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pulls out his pipe, fucking cleans it out.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the high society monkey lizards on Quake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
I like
the
that.
Downton Abbey part.
I like that narrative.
All right, guys. For my last one, I saved the best for last. When you interview a one-on-one interview, you do it for multiple reasons. You do it because you want to know their story. You do it because the audience will be fascinated and riveted. You do it. Sometimes you do it just because you can be in the room with somebody. Wednesday Adams.
There you go. Anytime Dean can get alone in a room with a 15-year-old girl, he's all over it.
No, you know what? She is over 50. She is over 18. She is in her 20s. And she will be a fascinating podcast guest. She will talk about the dark arts. She will talk about living with such a wild family, crazy family. And I can just sit back and enjoy the just her aura, her being.
Sure.
So nice. Yeah, my pick is Jenna Ortega. I mean Wednesday Adams.
Just make sure that you wrap up the podcast in time because it probably would be a school night and she probably has to be back home at a certain time.
You know what? I have had about Brian.
Yeah, there'll be a strange hand running around there, and it won't be a thing. You know what I mean? Thank you. This character here he had a long illustrious life. I think he's one of the most fascinating characters in the Star Wars universe. Studied Jedi for hundreds of years. How about Yoda? I think an interview with Yoda would be fascinating, not just to learn about his perspectives of Jedi, just his teachings in general. I think that would be rethink your own life and perspectives and everything, and he would teach people an awful lot in general. So give me the great Yoda. Yeah,
very good.
Yeah.
And for my final one, guys, this character just feels like he was meant for this very question. It would probably need to be like either a return episode or we'd have to record long and do a double episode here, but it would have to be, he's literally known as none other than the most interesting man in the world from the Dos Equis commercials. I mean, just through little snippets of commercials. He's got all these interesting tales and these little snippets of information about him and clips of him doing insane things that, let's just learn more about him. Where did he get this adventurous spirit? Is it simply from drinking Dos Equis? If I drink Dos Equis at the same rate I'm drinking Busch Light apples, will I become interesting? Like, how did we get here? Where did this wondrous spirit come from? I, in a never-ending quest to stay thirsty, my friends, would like to interview the most interesting man in the world.
I like it. I'll listen to that. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to call an audible here. I know you two have not heard this yet or this idea, but I'm gonna present it now.
Brian doesn't like surprises.
I know he does. I can look at his eyes. But we can try this out this week. We're going to call this the relief pitcher because we do a lot of these lists here. At the end of the list, we're going to have a chance to replace one of our people with somebody else. Maybe somebody you had on your honorable mentions, somebody that you thought, you're like, you know what? I would rather have had this person rather than this after hearing everybody's list. So this week for the relief pitcher, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I really would enjoy sitting down with Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams. It would be nice, but this week my relief pitcher. I'm taking out Jenna Ortega, Wednesday Addams, and I've got to go with Howard Langston. Howard Langston, to me, would be much more of an interesting interview. Being the criminal that he is, I think that I would like to get his side of the story. And how he got away with such lawlessness. And
he saved the day at the end, is what happened.
Still broke a lot of laws, and I'd like to hear his side. So my relief pitcher for this week is Howard Langston for Wednesday Addams.
That is a good one. I was gonna say the crimes weren't that bad, except for like the bomb in the building. That one was pretty egregious.
It's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Brian, I know we're just sprung this on you, but you got a relief pitcher this week?
Which Jingle All the Way character would you like to interview?
You don't have to use a relief pitcher. I'm just saying, is at the end of these lists, if you have, call your relief pitcher out. If not, you're like, you know what? My lineup's good. I don't need one.
I'm gonna stick with mine, but I'll keep the rest as honorable mention when we get to that.
Okay, that's fair. Nikolai?
I also like my lineup, but I will say I will, in lieu of, for the sake of the segment, I will swap out. I had one honorable mention, and I'll swap him with Salacious Crumb only because I didn't really think about the fact until I was saying it that I don't think he speaks English.
Or maybe words.
Maybe he like is an animal that just grunts and doesn't understand the language. So maybe I would swap that out in the spirit of Dean's Jenna Ortega pick. My honorable mention was interviewing Lizzie McGuire. And this is mostly so I can be in a room with Hillary Duff.
I can appreciate that.
But I would want to know where she's at today. What's she been up to? She was, a popular child, I guess, as a young lady.
Inquiring these days.
Yeah, what's she been up to? Like, what's she doing? What happened to her life? The sad thing is, we were supposed to know. That was part of the Disney Plus launch. That was one of the main things when they launched Disney Plus, was there was going to be a new Lizzie McGuire series with the cast as adults. But then it fell apart with something happened with the writers or director. I don't know. But they actually had bits and pieces shot, because when they were advertising Disney Plus, they showed little bits of it, and I wish we could have had it. But I'll go with Lizzie McGuire because she speaks English, and even if she didn't, she didn't speak at all, I could just kind of sit in a room with an hour.
Sure, just stare
with her and just look at her.
Yeah.
There
you go. Good.
So there you go. So Brian, what are your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I have Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Reed Richards on my shirt here. Just again, genius. Dr. Frankenstein.
That'd be good.
Yeah, the dark. We'll get what motivates him. A genius, but in of course a crazy way. Another uplifting character, Kermit the Frog. I think it'd be super positive there as well. And
Ted Lasso-esque deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to interview both, not at the same time, but Batman and Superman. Understand their drive and passion and motivations and everything. You're going to get two, completely different stories,
right?
And understand about secret identities and the whole thing. I think both of those would be fascinating interviews as well.
I like that. All right, I got a couple just here. Bugs Bunny, everything that
Sure.
he's seen and done through the past years.
Oh,
I think it'd be interesting. Doctor Strange,
yep.
again, given that he, doesn't have an alter ego, like he is who he is,
Yeah.
and he's such an ass, in general, but also with the wizardry that he
Mhm.
has. I think it'd be fun. Dracula.
Yeah.
I think would be live that long. You're gonna have few stories, right?
Oh, you have to call
Sure.
that episode Interview with the Vampire.
Absolutely.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
And then Forrest Gump. Again, I mainly want to call out his bullshit, and I want to see like what stories are real, what's not. Is he just a fucking moron? I want to find out a lot of this stuff. And if it's all real, you have a lot of great stories to tell. We can go in depth. So Forrest Gump is my last on my honorable mentions.
Great.
Nice. Very good,
Boys,
gentlemen.
we just did it.
That's it.
Any other ones, Nick? Nope.
Nope. I just wanted to work Lizzie McGuire in there somehow, and I did. So
As we all do.
that's right. Actually, I wanted to work my way into Lizzie McGuire, but whatever. It's all semantics, so it's the same difference. Anyway, so this has been another episode of Convincing Idiots. Now, obviously, we've all had a lot of fun here tonight. You've had a lot of fun probably listening to us, and you're thinking to yourself, where would I go to get more of this type of entertainment? Well, rather than list them all one by one for you, you could go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots, Linktree, LINKTREE. Find us on all of your favorite social media platforms. You can also go to our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, this has been episode 246. We have been Convincing Idiots. I have been Millennial Nick.
And as always, I'm the Zennial Dean.
I'm the utmost Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to come back and have a sit down with us next week?
3-on-1, bitches.
Everybody, Gen X Brian with Millennial Nick and Zennial Dean. We need more people besides Nick's mom watching us. Give us a like and subscribe.
Ham grape.
For our main event, we are going to discuss if you had a podcast like us, but a one-on-one interview podcast, what fictional character would you like to sit down and have a conversation with? Well, we're going to give our opinion and so much more this week on Convincing Idiots. So you see us, find us. Fuck, God damn it. Listen first. Listen. I know. God damn it. Listen.
I love the prospect.
That's my concern is the last part. I fucking shit at that.
I
You
love
could
the
just do-
prospect of you see us, now find us.
Right.
See
I
us,
fucking got it
find
back.
us, or you could find us and see us.
Find us
if
and
you
see
prefer.
us. Anything you fucking want
Yeah.
to do.
There are no rules.
You can just do your part only. I could edit that in if
No
you want
one's
to.
listening.
No, mine wasn't that great either because I kind of
Okay, just redo it.
So let's just start it over. Yeah. Oh, wait.